The Forgotten Inventors. Black geniuses who changed the world but got no credit. Imagine living in a world powered by inventions that changed history. A world of lights, traffic signals, heart surgeries, and even modern refrigeration. But what if I told you many of these inventions came from brilliant black minds, minds that history chose to erase? They created. They struggled. They built the foundation of our modern world. And yet, their names never made the textbooks. This is the story of forgotten inventors, the geniuses who changed the world, but got no credit. History is not always fair. It celebrates kings, presidents, and billionaires, but often ignores the unsung heroes, the dreamers who worked in silence, who faced oppression, racism, and poverty, yet still managed to create brilliance. For centuries, Black inventors and visionaries shaped the way we live today. From the simplest household items, to life-saving medical procedures, to innovations that power cities, but their names were buried, their faces forgotten, their genius stolen. Today, we bring them back. Because remembering them isn't just history, it's justice. Lewis Latimer, the man who lit the world. Everyone knows Thomas Edison, the genius who gave us the light bulb. But very few know Lewis Latimer, the man who actually made the light bulb practical. Edison's bulb worked, yes, but it burned out in just a few hours. It was Latimer, a black inventor born to escaped slaves, who developed the carbon filament that allowed light bulbs to last longer, days, even weeks. Without Latimer, Edison's invention would have remained a fragile experiment. It was Latimer's brilliance that brought light to homes, streets, and cities. He even worked alongside Alexander Graham Bell, drafting the patent for the telephone. Think about that. Without Latimer, there is no light in your room right now. There is no phone in your pocket. Yet his name? Forgotten, overshadowed by Edison. Garrett Morgan, the man who saved millions of lives on the road. You stop at a red light, you go to green. It feels so simple, so obvious. But before Garrett Morgan, traffic was chaos, dangerous, bloody chaos. In 1923, Morgan, the son of enslaved parents, patented the three-position traffic signal. Before him, it was just stop or go. Morgan added the warning signal, what we now call yellow. That extra pause saved millions of lives worldwide. But Morgan didn't stop there. He also invented the gas mask, a device so effective that it saved workers during disasters and later soldiers during World War I. And yet when people talk about road safety or wartime heroics, his name rarely appears. 3. Dr. Daniel Hale Williams, the surgeon who defied the impossible. In the late 1800s, surgery was still in its primitive stages. Heart surgery? Impossible. But Dr. Daniel Hale Williams, a black physician in Chicago, refused to accept that. In 1893, he performed the world's first successful open-heart surgery. With no modern tools, no antibiotics, and facing the impossible odds of racism in medicine, he did what no one had ever done before. He later founded Provident Hospital, the first interracial hospital in America, providing black doctors and nurses with opportunities when the system had previously shut them out. Today, millions live because heart surgery is possible. But when history books list the pioneers of medicine, Dr. Williams is barely a footnote. 4. Frederick McKinley Jones, the man who fed nations. Every time you grab ice cream from the freezer, every time food is shipped across the country, without spoiling, you should thank Frederick McKinley Jones. In 1940, Jones invented the portable refrigeration system for trucks and trains. This single invention transformed the food industry, medicine, and even war. Soldiers in World War I. Two survived because food and blood supplies could be preserved. His innovation fed nations. It saved lives, and it built a multi-billion-dollar industry. But who got the credit? Not Jones. He remained invisible while corporations grew rich. 5. Katherine Johnson, the human computer, who put man on the moon. When NASA sent astronauts into space, one question haunted them. How do we get back? The answer came from a black woman named Katherine Johnson. She was a mathematician so brilliant that even computers couldn't match her. It was her calculations that guided Apollo 11 to the moon and back, but in the 1960s, her name was hidden. NASA celebrated the astronauts. History remembered Neil Armstrong, but not Katherine Johnson, the black genius who made the mission possible. Without her, humanity may have never touched the stars. 6. The everyday heroes, unsung inventors who changed daily life. Not every invention changed nations. Some simply made life easier. George Washington Carver turned peanuts into hundreds of products, transforming agriculture. Madam C.J. Walker created beauty products that empowered black women, becoming the first self-made female millionaire in America. Sarah Boone improved the ironing board, making life easier for millions of households. Lonnie Johnson, a former NASA engineer who invented the Super Soaker, brought joy to children worldwide, from the food we eat to the products we use every day. These were inventions of brilliance, yet most remain buried under prejudice. So why don't we know these names? Why are they missing from classrooms, history books, and documentaries? Because history wasn't written for them. Their inventions were stolen, ignored, or credited to others. They were told they were too black to be seen as geniuses. But erasing their names didn't erase their impact. Their genius is still alive, in every light bulb, every hospital, every road, every rocket ship. These forgotten inventors remind us of one truth. Prejudice can bury a name, but it can't bury genius. Lewis Latimer lit the world. Garrett Morgan saved lives on the road. Dr. Daniel Hale Williams opened hearts. Frederick McKinley Jones fed nations. Katherine Johnson took us to the stars. They were invisible to history. But today, we make them visible. Because the world we live in, the light we switch on, the roads we drive, the food we eat, the surgeries we survive, the stars we reach, it is built on the shoulders of black brilliance. So the next time you hear Edison, Bell, Armstrong, or Ford, remember the names history tried to erase. Remember Latimer. Remember Morgan. Remember Williams. Remember Jones. Remember Johnson. Because behind every invention that changed the world, there is a story untold. And now, it's told. If this story moved you, don't let it end here. Share it. Talk about it. Teach it. Because when we give credit to the forgotten, we change the future.